In this video, I'm going to demonstrate that the Queen's chamber possibly is tuned and or transforms sounds and frequencies to resonate in 432 hertz tuning. What I'm not going to do in this video is go through what the differences are between 432 hertz and 440 hertz, which is the 440 hertz is standard tuning. I'm going to leave links in the description in the video, and then you can check those out and see what the differences are on your own, and then you can also have a better idea of what we're dealing with throughout this video. So to give you a quick backdrop of this, the footage was taking place in the Queen's chamber, and inside the niche that you actually see there, at the bottom, or on a ledge, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, there was a power converter, which is basically like a power strip, and it was emanating a note. And being a musician, a professional musician, we're always listening for sounds and harmonies and things that are going on in the natural world. So I did have my tuner with me, which is also a 432 tuner, which is able to pick up frequencies and notes and give you the readout of what they are. So like I said, we're going to watch the video first, and then later on I'm going to go into all of the details on how I got this to be on tape, to record it, and then the visual. We're also going to check out how it visually translates to the 432 tuner.
That's what brought me in here.
Yeah, it's 432.
I have the same one.
What is it?
This is a power converter. This is the white thing. I have one. What
Let's just test it. Can you guys pick it up? Wait. Oh my god, right there. It's throwing it off. Probably the charge. Fucking man. Look at that.
It can't get closer. For A440 and 432.
It's 8 hertz.
Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah.
Like micros.
That's the whole point. So
And that's it. It's running. I'm shocked at that. So the room might be making that hum at 432.
Well,
Because I don't know if these naturally run. I got to check it at home. I can check that.
Because of the resonation that's coming up.
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Oh, no.
It's close. This is crazy. This is the 432 meter.
Yeah.
This little device has nothing to do with the building, but it's resonating at 432, which is just a piece of, it's the converter.
And everyone was humming that in the room.
And everybody
432.
hummed correctly at 432 naturally. I measured it. They were home.
You recorded any of it? I have.
No, I didn't record it in there because I got.
It was at a 108, which is 2 octaves down from the 432.
Yeah,
108, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
108.
So
it's
Because it was lower. But if we went,
which is the atomic weight of silver. Which is
So does that say to you then that 432 is important to the King's chamber?
yeah,
As far
it's
as its
important.
resonance and-
Yeah, definitely.
It's interesting considering the size of it, 432 qubits, exactly 432. Maybe
or
it's-
everyone was
They made the sound,
Our
so we don't
resonant,
know
yeah.
if it tuned them to do it
Well, I think it did. I mean, it's like a natural thing.
Because
You find the reverb.
You find the way.
Find that spot.
Yeah.
Exactly. The room is telling you
response
that.
to it. Yeah.
But the funny thing is, this piece of gear that doesn't belong in this room, it's a piece of,
Yeah.
is still resonating exactly at 432.
So it might change everything to it.
The room might change everything. The room is helping this signal. But it's a theory. But I have the same piece of gear,
So we
and
can
I'm going
test
to
it.
measure it when we get to the
And it should
hotel.
be full.
So this is the exact power converter, the Bestek universal travel adapter that I took to Egypt, which I own. And this is the exact unit that was in the Queen's chamber that was giving off this signal where things were plugged into it. And you got to wonder why. That was just astonishing that I was able to see that in there. We were just amazed that it wasn't just a regular good old sturdy power strip. Not that this isn't. It's a great unit, but it's meant for travel. Anyway, why was it there? It was powering up their lights, which wasn't that lit up, as you can see. But that's where it sat, right on that ledge, inside the niche in the Queen's chamber. Right. So our testing was done with the 432 tuner, and you can see throughout the video we were talking, we were discussing things. Myself and Sebastian, also Andrew Collins was there. Okay, so before you guys get to see the note being tuned, I have to explain to you how I use the tuner for this. And a quick note about the tuning method. Stringed instruments, in this case this is a guitar tuner, can capture the sound because you're able to lower the tuning and get pretty much any note that you want in any semitone and notes in between notes and so on and so forth. Pianos you can't do that with. So this is obviously a guitar tuner that we're using, but this guitar tuner is pretty awesome. It's an app. It's a guitar tuner app, and it's basically just called Guitar Tuner with an exclamation. And I'm going to leave that in the link because you can download that if you want and use that as a tuner if you're a guitar player, or just to do this testing on your own. Because at the end of this video, I put the tone of the sound, and you can measure it using a 432 tuner, this one or whatever one that you choose, to show the same results that I got with this video. All right, so we have the 432 tuner pulled up, and you can see that it's being tuned on the 5th fret, because the way it works is A at 432, the note that we're looking for, resides on the 5th fret, 1st string. So the 5th fret on the 1st string, you can see, is going to be at the bottom. It is hard to see there, but I'm telling you, it's at the bottom A note that we see. We see an A, D, G, C, and E, and then an A that's on the bottom with the green, the double line in the center. That is the note A, 432, that we're going to be hearing, and that's the note that's going to register on this tuner. Now, also, I want to show you the chart here of 432, and this chart you can find anywhere. You could just pull that up on the internet. It's not any hidden knowledge or anything that is secretive. You know, we have a way to analyze all the numbers within all the frequencies of all the tones. So this is the 432 chart, so you can refer to that. And you can see on the chart at the bottom there that A equals the 432, and you can even see there that the C note on where it would reside if it was middle C. All right, now this is the tuner again, and we're able to change it to 440. You can see it says 5th fret standard tuning, and underneath that pitch 440 hertz, which is the concert tuning. That's the normal tuning. So the tuner is it enables you to change what hertz you would like to tune to, and it has others as well. So I wanted to show you that because we're going to be doing that as well a little bit in 440 tuning, a little bit down the road here in this video. So and that's the chart for all the frequencies. of 440 hertz. All right, so now we're going to get into the note here. So I'm going to play the clip again, and we see that the meter is picking up the note right at the A, at 432, and it's maintaining because it's a strong signal, because I recorded it on the digital voice recorder while I was there, right? You can see that live right there. So I was able to take that tone when I got home and put it to the tuner in 432, the A. That you see there. That's another screen image of the that recording of how that was captured right in the tuner. All right, so that's the actual note that was emitting coming from the Queen's chamber. So now we're going to go into testing this Bestek unit. Not in the Queen's chamber. I have the luxury of doing that right on my kitchen island. All right, so this is now where things get interesting. So that was the Bestek power supply giving off the note in my kitchen, and it registered F sharp in standard tuning. So like I explained earlier, the tuner I was able to set back to 440 hertz, and I was able to set it to whatever frets on the guitar I wanted to. It just happened to be an F sharp, and I'm able to find notes very quickly. So that's how I actually do it. I go to the guitar, I pick it up, and I find the note. If it's slightly off tune, I can just detune it, like I found the 432 note when I was like astonished that it could be in 432. And then I pulled up the meter and I tuned the exact note from the recording, and that's how I got the 432. Here it's F sharp ringing out, and you can see where it's registering on the tuner. Now, different houses, places, regions, countries, the resonating power or the frequency response of the each unit, whatever power source that you're using, and you can talk to any electrical engineer on this, or any physicist, which I actually had talked to on this. Things can change daily or even hourly. I don't know how much notes would shift, but there is a variation in like pitches very slightly. As you saw with this, it took a couple seconds for it to gather up the frequency to get it to F sharp. And once it stayed in F sharp, you know what was going on in the house. You know, so electrical frequencies can be dictated by a lot of different factors. So what we experience in the Queen's chamber could just be a fluke. It could be really tuned to 432. I guess we don't really know, but again, this whole video is about the possibility, and that's what's interesting. So now we're gonna go into other people that have this unit, and I kind of found these people actually while I was investigating to know what power converter to use to bring to Egypt. Other people had this unit. Again, no one knew this thing was going to be in the Queen's chamber. But the point is, I was able to go back to these videos of two people that have this, and they actually show the noise, not for tuning reasons or for frequency responses. They were showing it, you know, if you're using this power supply in your office, it might be too noisy or something. So they actually give you a footage of the noise that's coming out of it. And I was able to capture that and get that on the tuner, which I'm going to show you.
And that little buzz was the camera beeping now that it's charging. But you can see here.
All right, so this was from Crazy Pod Reviewer's video. And you can see the note that's coming out of his is registering the same as mine. It was an F sharp in standard tuning. And then you can tell like right away that his voice, the meters fluctuate whenever there's voices or an outside source. So there was no way to get that exactly. So that's another view of that there. So it registered an F sharp. Now we're going to move over to VJ Steady's video. And now his came out a little different. His registered a G in 440 tuning. I don't know where he's, if he's in this country or not, but that could have a lot to do with it. Again, they will fluctuate wherever you are. So let's hear his.
In different countries, power input. When you turn it on, there's a power switch. It does make some noise. I wish it was noise free. Other than that, I have no problem with this device. I have purchased many US devices which when I go back to my country, I'll take it with me. So this device is going to be perfect, and during my client visits, again it will be a perfect device.
The crazy thing about his is even though he was talking, the note maintained at G. And I guess that's because it caught it, it registered it, and it kind of stayed on the note. That doesn't happen that often. Usually voices just make it fluctuate. So anyway, his was registering a G, as you can see. And of course I had to change the tuner to make that happen to the 3rd fret. And again, just a quick run through of that. You can see at the top it says 3rd fret, and then it's standard tuning obviously, and then 440 hertz. And there is the G note that we actually hear his unit registering at. So also, I do have to apologize for saying the word power converter, which I use sometimes interchangeably with voltage, and we all do that. It's just, it's just common practice. You see something that's emanating some type of power conversion, it becomes power in the brain. So throughout the video and even in the chamber when we're discussing this, what's going on, we keep calling it a power converter, but it's actually a voltage converter. So I just want to be clear on that so we know what we're talking about. You can even see whereas what the actual unit says it's a voltage converter. That ends up to be a power strip to travel about to change the voltage for wherever you are on the planet. So that's it on that. And the whole other idea about this, and before we wrap this up, is this 432 and the universal sacred geometry that comes from this. A lot of authors have tackled. I've discussed this in length with many, and even on this trip with Andrew Collins right there. If you don't know who he is, definitely go and grab some of his books or read his books. We spent a lot of time together in Egypt. We discussed a lot of matters in Egypt, frequencies, non-frequencies, theories, and things like that. As well as also check out Randall Carlson. As far as the 432 and sacred geometry, as it would be as far as the numbers are concerned, I know Randall goes into a lot of that, so anything he does is fantastic on that. Not so much on the frequencies, but I'm talking about overall the 432 in sacred geometry. I'm also going to leave, like I said earlier, some links in the description of covering these bases of the 432 phenomenon, whether it be frequencies or just in the universal sacred geometry spectrum. Also, Sebastian Jago, I'll leave his information down too. He was the one with me, and we also spent a lot of time together in Egypt. We had a wonderful time together discussing all these theories and possibilities, and it was very, very exciting. And you saw our excitement while we were in the Queen's Chamber, and unfortunately, due to circumstances, we couldn't get accurate readings. Not because we were like kids who are running around the, even though it felt like that because it was very, very exciting. But still, in that chamber, things would resonate and change the way that the meters are. And you might also recognize in the video, I'm actually holding a different 432 tuner. That one doesn't exist. Or if it does, it changed form. But they all work the same. They're able to measure that frequency. And also regarding kind of the physics of how power works, I talked to a couple engineers, as I said earlier, and one of the main ones, very interesting, I definitely have to read what he had got back to me with. And this is what he stated. There are a lot of complications that could influence the relationship between power cycle frequency and the vibration frequency, of the power supply. So we got two different types of frequencies and two different types of situations that could be happening. And well, actually there's multiple ones, but the two main, power cycle frequency and vibration frequency. And that's what we're talking about. And he also states that the pitch might seem different in the chamber, even if the box vibrates to the same. So maybe different frequency components are absorbed differently. So you see a lot of elements that go into this puzzle. And I'm just representing what tone was coming out of that voltage converter. So I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely check out everything that I leave below in the links. It's a wide open field, very, very exciting. The possibilities are definitely there. I've also experimented with tuning my songs to 432 in different experiments that I've done. There is a difference. I don't know if we can just completely change our system to 432 because of this, with the equal temperament and pianos and things like that are tuned right now to 440 and that are stuck in them. However, guitars and stringed instruments, which is my main instrument, I'm able to do that. And I have done it, and I will be continuing. Actually, check in the description box again for some of the material that I put out regarding the 432 hertz. Not purposely to show that it's the way that it was or the way that it should be, but just the experimentation of it and the feeling that you possibly would get from the tuning instruments to 432 hertz. So that's it. Check out the last part of this video. After me right now, you can hear that tone. Get a 432 tuner and tune it yourself. Just hold it up to the speaker. Nothing should change because digital should not change as far as the pitch goes. So it's going to be pretty accurate. All right, till then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.